name is Lee, and welcome to Happy Chick. Today, we are continuing with our strawberry wine. About 8 days ago, we made the wine. It's in this fermentation bucket right now. We are going to rough rack. Basically, what we're going to be doing is taking the bulk fruit out of the wine and transferring the remaining liquid to a new fermentation vessel. Fermenting in that new vessel for another 3 weeks or so to completely ferment, and any lees that produce on the bottom to be able to drop out of solution. I may rack it again because of the bulk, fibers and stuff. So once we're done rough racking the strawberries, the wine, we're also going to be taking a specific gravity reading, just so that I can know kind of where the wine is at. It's been looking really good. I stirred this up every single day, at least once a day, to make sure that the fruit stayed wet, so we did not incur any molds or anything. Everything here has been sanitized in my Star San previous to this recording. Just didn't want to bother you with the details. So I'm going to rough rack it into another bucket just like this for convenience, and then I'm going to siphon that liquid into a proper demi-John. Now I do have a colander here to catch most of the big bulky fruit. The small things I'm not worried about, because in the end they'll end up in the lees and I don't have to worry about them. So let's open up this bucket. Now you might find that these buckets don't seal that great. Mine kind of doesn't like to seal very well. Every once in a while it will. But if you don't see bubbles here, when you stir up the fruit, you will know that it's either fermenting or it's not. Definitely. And from the smell of it too, once you open up the lid, you will actually smell the fruit coming along and the alcohol scent. So here's a picture of what it looks like. And you can actually see the bubbles popping through the fruit. Interesting. Alright, so I've got this kind of strainer spoon. It's got holes in it. So hopefully that will get most of the bulk out without losing a lot of the fruit. So here we go. Just let it kind of drain out a little bit, and then I'll move it over to the bigger strainer. And you probably don't want to see this, so I'll probably just forward through this until I'm done. Now that was an adventure. I had a lot of pulp and a lot of strawberry seeds. I didn't really transfer them back into the bucket. They kind of stuck on the bottom there, so I didn't worry about them. But it's really cloudy, but don't worry about it. It will clarify. We may have to rack this one more time because of a lot of the pulp, and it's like not thick, but you can kind of tell that there's texture there still. So this is just kind of a wait and see kind of game as to it being ready. Now some people will put some stuff in that will help clarify. It's the pectin that's in the fruit that's making it cloudy, and they will put an enzyme in that will help clear it. I don't have any, so I'm not going to do that. Time is your friend, so that's what I'm gonna do, is just let time go. Now that I've got it in the bucket again with all the fruit taken out, we're going to do a specific gravity reading just to kind of see where we're at here. Smells good. And Well, we have a problem here. She is not a-floating, my hydrometer. So that means that it's already fermented all the sugar that I got. Well, or, close to it. Okay, I'm putting it in my container that it came in because it's taller than my graduated cylinder. Because she's still hitting the bottom. So that means she's pretty dry. So, I don't know. We may have to add sugar to this. Because I don't want a dry wine. I'll accept a semi-dry or semi-sweet, but I don't want a dry one. She's a dry one. Yeah. I'm gonna have to I'll put the ABV. It's not very high at all. I might have misread the recipe that I got from. Might have, because this is not going to cut it. So, put the lid back on so the buggies don't get at it. And let me do my calculations here and see where we're at. I am most likely going to be adding some sugar, but I need to calculate how much sugar I need. So give me a few moments. I'm going to pause the video, do my stuff, and then I'll come back to you. Well, hello there. Obviously it's a different day. Obviously I forgot to hit play when I paused the video. Go figure. So you didn't get to see anything afterwards. So I'm going to have to explain what I did. The specific gravity read 0.9994, which indicates that it's very, very dry. Basically, the yeast ate through all the sugar that was there. And I was kind of perplexed. That's not a word, is it? Perplexed as to what happened. I thought maybe I read the recipe wrong. I went back and reread it, and I was correct. Then I noticed that I had more than 1 gallon of liquid after I rough cracked. That will throw things off tremendously, because I have almost 1.5 gallons. So a 1/2 gallon makes a huge difference in your sugar content that I was not calculating in. So my strawberries gave a lot of juice. So what do I do now? Is it ruined? Of course not. You're still in primary fermentation, so you can add sugar if you need to, which we need to. So I added another 2 pounds of sugar. That's a total of 4 pounds of sugar. I know, it's a lot, but obviously this is gonna need it. If it ends up being a little too sweet, I'll just let it go a little bit longer. Remember, we're using a champagne yeast, so the ABV is about an 18%. My goal is about 14%, but if it's still a little too sweet, I'll take a 15 or a 16%. No problem. So, I put in 2 pounds of sugar. Now, if you're following this recipe, what I would recommend is to actually reduce the amount of water you add at the beginning, especially if you're using frozen strawberries, since they gave me quite a bit of juice that I was not anticipating. You can always add some fresh water into the mix if you're a little short after the rough rack for 1 gallon. So, it's probably easier than adding sugar. What we're doing basically is a step feed, which is perfectly okay. It's just giving the yeast a little bit of sugar here, a little bit of sugar down the road, a little bit of sugar down the road. Perfectly fine. If I had put in 4 pounds of sugar to begin with, it might have shocked the yeast and they might not have known what to do. This probably turned out okay, so that I could show you what happens to something that doesn't quite go the way you expect it. It's not ruined by any means. Don't throw it out. Oh my stars, don't do that. Figure out what you need to do. Do you need to add more sugar or honey if you're making a mead? Do I need to add more water? Figure it out. The hydrometer was the key. If I did not have that hydrometer, I would not have known that this has gone completely dry. And after 4 weeks, I would have been sorely disappointed. So, the hydrometer is your friend. And being under $20, it's a good buy. So I ended up putting my strawberry wine into 2 glass demi-Johns. They're not completely full. As you can see, they're about even. The headspace is about the same. You can actually see them bubbling. See, so I'm going to let this go for a couple of weeks. You can kind of see that it's starting to settle down. This is a lot lighter. That's that pulp and bits, strawberry seeds and stuff like that. The yeast is starting to settle down. This will clarify. This is going to be our wine. This is our lees. There's going to be quite a bit of lees. So I most likely will have to put it in a secondary. I'll end up combining these two. Once I've, gotten it off of the lees, so that it fits into one demi-John, and we'll go from there. Like I said, this is a kind of like a trial and error. We haven't really erred. It's just a couple extra steps that I was not anticipating. So, but it is what it is. We're gonna have an adventure with this one, I think, but hopefully it'll be worth it. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I'll look forward to the next video and have a great day. Bye. Things still remaining, because that will flop you out. Flop. It will flocculate. Flop. Cannot say that word. Flocculate. 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 Okay.